Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edward Joseph, and let's talk live. Edward Joseph, Night Talk. All right, let's talk. Well, today, people, it has been such an interesting day. I am here, I am live, and I am going to talk about some things, peoples. Peoples, Edward Joseph, Night Talk. You guys come on in. You guys come on in. You guys come on in, for there's so much to talk about, peoples. You guys come on in. Peoples, this is Edward Joseph Night Talk. I am going to go ahead and put up my disclaimers, and I will be right back. All scenes in this video has allegedly occurred. We hold no responsibility to what is being spoken. People, that means any and everything that I say in this live has allegedly occurred. We hold no responsibility. What I say, you say, or anybody else say. Let's go. Disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use. Tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, peoples, let's go on ahead and get into this. You guys come on, like and subscribe to the channel, and share this content on tonight. Peoples, we got a lineup on tonight. I'm only going to be on here an hour, and we're going to get into this, people. So you guys give me one moment. I'll be right back. Okay, peoples, I'm back. Let's just start off the night with this video that I wanted to show on tonight. Let me go to my channel. Let me go to my home page. Let me go to my history. And I want to showcase this video on tonight. I want to showcase this video on tonight, peoples, about Diddy. So let me go to my history. And I want to showcase this on tonight. Diddy may be having HIV, but he's still in jail and he is still doing his old behaviors and things. And some things people just can't let go. And so I hate to see him go through the things that he's going through, but then on the same token, you put yourself in that situation. And so because you put yourself in that situation, now you have to deal with the consequences of your actions. So peoples, I want to share this real quick because I thought this was something that people should see. And hopefully this will inspire many of you to change your behaviors. So let me go ahead and share this particular live. People.
Could have that.
Yeah, let's go.
Could have that opportunity just like everybody else.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable, G?
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names.
Word on the street is Diddy's health is in serious danger behind bars, and it is not looking good for him right now. According to recent reports, Diddy has lost severe weight, and it's not just because of the food in the prison or him refusing to eat, but for the fact that he is suffering from an acute STD behind bars. So, as you probably know, Diddy's been sitting in prison for a few months now, waiting for his trial that's supposed to go down in May 2025. But here's where it starts to get messy. Now, we all know about what Diddy was up to, but it wasn't just women in the SA. They're claiming he was out here forcing himself on men and hiring male escorts for himself, living that down-low lifestyle. And the rumors don't stop there. Word is, even behind bars, Diddy's allegedly been keeping up the same energy, if not worse, and getting D down. Reports are saying Diddy's got himself a crew of male groupies in prison. Yeah, these dudes are apparently riding for him so hard they're even making his bed for him. Like, what? And to make things worse, these same groupies might not just be folding sheets.
Diddy allegedly has jail groupies who hate on each other for making his bed. Yo, this is why context matters. The reason why context matters.
That's him. The baby oil villain himself, Diddy. Heard they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil in his crib.
And tapes, man. Tapes of his freak-offs. Oh, they say he oils you up and then takes your soul. Woo.
Yo, man, don't tell me you all scared of some celebrity with some baby oil.
Now, here's the wild part. Allegedly, Diddy's been getting down with these dudes in ways we can't even say out loud. And y'all know how it goes in jail. Getting access to protection isn't exactly easy. That alone is already risky. But some folks are saying it might not even be consensual.
Yo, I just heard that Diddy, a former inmate said that Diddy got groupies in the jail.
And there have been recent reports that Diddy allegedly caught HIV while in jail. And to make things worse, Jaguar Wright has come forward to back up these claims in her signature no-holds-barred style. In a recent interview with Real Life Productions, Jaguar Wright dropped some serious tea about Sean Diddy Combs. She claimed that Diddy has reportedly been dealing with HIV and that he's faced his diagnosis head up. But that's not all. Wright went even deeper, claiming she could name at least 20 other men she believes are in the same boat as Diddy. She hinted that this issue goes beyond just Diddy's actions, calling it a much larger problem. However, she refused to name names, saying she plans to spill it all on her upcoming show.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that, though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop. And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
He an advocate. Now he did that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable, G?
Come on.
In the game. Man. Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
Wait, please name them, because we need to know.
I'm not doing that. Wait a minute. Those are things that I'll be discussing on the Jaguar Wright show from here on out.
This isn't the first time Jaguar Wright has gone after Diddy. Following his arrest on September 16, 2024, on charges of ST by force, fraud, or coercion, conspiracy, and transportation for Wright doubled down in an October interview with Piers Morgan. She called him one of the most dangerous people she's ever encountered and straight up labeled him the devil. Jaguar claimed that Diddy's career and actions were designed by powerful industry figures to serve as a demon that kept the culture under control for the benefit of the music industry. She added that she's been warning people about Diddy and Jay-Z for years, describing them as monsters whose actions have been ignored until now. Recent reports are claiming that Diddy is flat out refusing to leave his cell at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, and his refusal is causing all kinds of delays in the multiple SA lawsuits he's currently facing. Here's the deal. Co-counsel for attorney Tony Busby made the claim in a letter requesting to postpone a conference set for January 10th, 2025. According to the letter, we have been in negotiations with defendants' counsel regarding service of process, scheduling, and case management across numerous related actions, and have faced delays caused by defendant Combs refusing to leave his cell to accept service. Now, let's talk about why Diddy might be pulling this move. Some people are saying it could be because of the toll that his alleged diagnosis has taken on him. Think about it. If the rumors about HIV are true, he might not want to be seen in public while dealing with the physical effects of the disease.
According to a new report, Sean Diddy Combs is refusing to leave his jail cell and allegedly had a meltdown during the Christmas holiday.
But that's not all. There have been reports claiming that Diddy's paranoia is getting worse behind bars. Word is he's even refusing to eat because he's terrified of being poisoned. And honestly, when you think about all the rumors floating around about Diddy allegedly being behind the scenes and unaliving people, you can see why he might be scared. According to some sources, he allegedly used poison that caused pneumonia-like symptoms. So now that he's locked up, it seems like he's convinced someone might try to do the same to him.
Diddy is apparently refusing meals. I don't know if it's all of them, but he's refusing some of them, and he's been reportedly looking a lot thinner. Why would that be?
Sean Diddy Combs is reportedly not eating in jail, possibly due to a fear of being poisoned. Former inmate Larry Levine speculated that Diddy is afraid someone will harm him through his food.
And to make things even crazier, there was a time when Diddy reportedly demanded his own personal nutritionist in jail. Yup, apparently he thought he could still pull the same strings he did on the outside. Word is he wanted to get back in shape after the toll prison life had taken on him. But of course, the prison system isn't exactly catering to his superstar lifestyle, so his demands didn't go far.
He needs to get clean and all this other stuff. He was trying to angle to get his own nutritionist to come in and help prepare his meals in order to help him with the physical effects that he's going to.
And let's be real, refusing to leave his cell might also be a way to avoid facing even more lawsuits. Could this be a tactic to keep the spotlight off what's really going on with him? Or is it just his way of trying to stall the legal process? Either way, the situation is raising a lot of questions. As usual, the internet had their own opinions. One user commented, "How can Diddy remain clean when he was running through so many people? It would not surprise me at all." Another user chimed in with, "Jag is more on point and knows what she's talking about. Believe what you will, but Jag knows." So what's your take on all this? Do you think Diddy's behavior in jail is tied to his alleged health issues, or is it just him trying to avoid more lawsuits? Could Jaguar Wright's claims be exposing the truth, or is this just another wild rumor? And most importantly, do you think Diddy can bounce back from all this drama, or is it game over for him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe for more developing stories straight from the hood.
And there you have it, peoples. Well, what do you think? What is it that you think, peoples? Do you think that Diddy is suffering from the various things that he has done to the people? You guys, hold on. See, people, the only thing I can just say is allegedly, because I don't know Diddy. I really don't know him. You know, I don't know him. All I know is these are the things that the people is putting out about him. I don't know him. Never met him. You know, never listened to his songs and things of that nature. So the only thing I can say is allegedly. That's all I can say is allegedly. Because I really don't know him. But my take is this. Everybody's saying that he's guilty. All of these people are coming out and that he smashed their buns. That this man did a whole lot of stuff. And it just seems like every day, more and more it keeps coming out about Diddy. Now, what was shocking to me is that I was listening to this content creator, and another lawsuit came out about a young lady who he ended up smashing, according to what she said. But this happens to be at a place to where this young lady was supposed to be babysitting. I'm gonna play that live, peoples. And I'm like, wow. You know, it was amazing to listen to what this young lady had accused them of. And so I was talking to one of my moderators today, and I said, well, what do you think? What is it that you think? I said that if they have any type of evidence that Diddy had did something to some young ones, do you actually think that the feds would allow people other than Diddy to walk the streets? And so she told me that basically this is how the feds do. You know, they let them continue to keep doing the things that they do and stuff and to gather more evidence. And I'm like, well, but if they literally had like videos or pictures of him actually, you know, doing something to the young one, do you not think that the feds would literally, you know, come in and put a stop to it? Because I can't, for the likes of me people, believe that if the feds have any type of evidence whatsoever, anybody, not just Diddy, but anybody, you know, doing anything to a young one, that they will still allow them to walk the streets. I just don't see that at all. I don't see that. And so my question is, do the feds really have that type of information? Do they? Well, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this live, peoples, because the babysitter sued Diddy. And this is very disturbing allegations, peoples, because I'm kind of like, you know, okay, I can see you want to have a freak off with all of the adults and things, but now when you are just going after babysitters, that takes upon a whole new level, peoples. Whole new level. And see, I know that Diddy is prone to do that because of the simple fact that he was caught on national TV trying to get a young one to come to an after party, and he was all giddy and everything like that. And then I was like, that is just poor taste, my friend. That is poor taste. Very, very poor taste. But they caught that on camera and nobody said anything. Well, I'm saying something. And I'm calling out all of those producers and people and stuff, you know, somebody should have said something. Well, I'm saying something. If the other YouTubers don't say anything, I'm saying something. And I'm saying something now because that was just crazy. And not to say that he did anything to the young lady, but just the mere fact inviting a little young one to an after party, and then he gets all giddy behind it. Now, I don't know about Jay-Z, but because of Diddy's behavior, for what he did on national TV, I do believe that he's prone to are attracted to young ones. Yeah. Would he ever do something to a young one? Well, again, that remains to be seen, peoples, because, you know, I don't know. We have to see what Justin Bieber says in Usher. But as far as what he had did on national TV and inviting that young one to an after party, I do believe that he's prone to like young ones. You know. So we're going to see what Justin Bieber and Usher has to say. Now, see, this allegation right here that I'm about to show you is very, very disturbing to me. But a simple fact that just a young lady just minding her own business and, you know, just got through babysitting, needed to get home. And I'll let the young lady tell the rest. But are you that hard up that you have to go and just go and be a predator and seek out young ones and run around with a bottle of wine and take it from the people? I'm gonna play that live, peoples, and then I'm gonna play the interview about the young lady that Andrew Holmes had essayed. Oh, it's going down, peoples, and the lawsuit is going. Both of them, the police officer and the young lady, has a major lawsuit going. Yeah, I believe that Tiffany Henyard and Andrew Holmes and all of them, they're going to be found liable. For the simple fact that Andrew Holmes is caught on audio tape talking about her stuff. Now, the only reason why he's not in jail right now is because she never did a rape kit. She did an STD kit, but she never did a rape kit. Because as she did a rape kit, there would have been an investigation immediately. And it would have tarnished Tiffany Henyard's legacy. And that's the only reason why he's not in jail right now. But that doesn't mean, people, that the feds can't step in. Las Vegas is refusing to do anything. Now, I'm sure that this thing is still under investigation, but that's a violation of her civil rights. And Andrew Holmes got got recognition from the DOJ. So the man got a few strings, but they're going to keep pushing her and the guy who was in the Kanika Jenkins case. Who ended up going down there and getting arrested. The activist, I can't think of his name right now. I can't think of his name. But it'll come to me, peoples. But let's take a look at this real quick.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? Well, if your name is Sean Diddy Combs, baby, you just got hit with another lawsuit. But baby, Mark Agnafilio is not taking this line down. He's saying, Yana, my client could not have done any of these horrible things. Diddy's defense for the newest lawsuit, which by the way is an underage person, she seems to have proof. We believe all victims. Mark Agnafilio's angle is, Yana, my client couldn't have done this thing. Yana, it's impossible for over this many people to say they were insulted and assaulted by this very person. To which I will say, have you interviewed the rats and roaches in Diddy's cage in his jail cell? Because at the end of the day, I'm sure they even got stories to tell. Again, it's shocking to me that Diddy's new defense is, I couldn't have done it because too many people are saying I did it. Diddy, that is not an alibi. That is literally season 1 of the making of a monster. By the way, don't forget, we're going to have live watch parties for a lot of these Diddy documentaries, especially the 4-part one. Let me know what you think in the comments, okay? Or if you're actually going to join me, but forget all that because we need to talk about this newest lawsuit. She gave a harrowing account of what actually happened. She is a Jane Doe. She is a Jane Doe. And listen, let me just say, it might be proven that some of these people are putting 20 on 10. It might be proven that some of these people are lying, but I refuse to believe that this many people have come out to lie against this man who, by the way, besides Cassie, Diddy has not paid a dime to anyone. So people are saying, oh, they just looking for money. They looking for a come up. None of these other cases besides Cassie have been settled. On top of that, you actually have to look at what's really going on, which is, I believe, and this is just my opinion, right? I feel like because Diddy is weakened, because his reign of terror is over, a lot of people are speaking out. And it's not just about getting money. It's not just getting him arrested. A lot of people want Diddy's reputation ruined because he used his reputation to prey on people. Now, I know some people might be like, there's a war on Black billionaires. No, there's not, because there are still plenty of Black billionaires, all of them a lot richer than Diddy and your faves, who are not raping and pillaging the village, if you know what I'm saying. So for anybody that's just saying no, that why don't y'all put the effort into supporting law-abiding billionaires if that's what you're looking for? Anyway, let's get into this, right? They're saying that she was a 16-year-old high school student. What does that mean? It means she couldn't have consented. Even if she did, she couldn't have consented. She was residing with her parents in Lower Manhattan. She worked part-time as a babysitter at an apartment building around the corner from where she lived. In the building where she babysat, a well-known woman whom the defendant was in a relationship also resided. Are you trying to say She lived in Kim Porter's old apartment building. Are you trying to say that this was maybe J-Lo? But then again, we can't even throw those things out because at the end of the day, Diddy was involved with half of New York, if you actually believe the stories. And at this point, I actually do. Anyway, let's get in more of the nature of the action. On or about between late August or early September 2000, she was 16 years old. Just before school started, she was working as a babysitter in the building where Diddy's romantic partner lived. As she left the babysitting job and was exiting the building, she came upon Diddy, who was in the presence of two male individuals who apparently worked for him. He was sitting in a car with the door open. He engaged her in conversation, asked where she was going so late at night. Okay. And it was not safe for her to be walking along. She advised Diddy that she lived around the corner and was familiar with the neighborhood and would be fine. Diddy didn't stop. He offered her a ride home several times, but she continued to refuse. After much cajoling, she agreed and got into his car. Getting into Diddy's car that day was something she would regret forever. During the ride, she became scared when they did not drop her off as promised. He gave her a drink to calm her down. She soon became groggy and unsteady. Diddy and the staff, the two male co-defendants, proceeded to a location where she was sexually by Diddy. On top of that, they are taking the New York City Victims Gender Motivated Violence and Protection Act, right? Now, let me just say this, right? Mark Agnifilo said this is all lies. He says this couldn't happen. He says that Yana, there's just no way. However, at the end of the day, it is another lawsuit, and Diddy still has not answered for any of them. Now, we know he is windmilling, fighting for his life in federal court, but me thinks he hasn't answered any of these lawsuits because he knows if he does, the government can and will use it against him. See, here's the thing. When it was just civil and it was just Cassie and he thought he could play in our faces, he was happy to play in our face. But now that he knows that the government means business, now that he knows that the government is not allowing him to play in our faces, now that he knows that anything he says can and will be used against him, you notice the way Mark Agnifilo is just sitting there on, Yana, at this time, we have nothing more to say. Mark Agnifilo and them are just sitting on mute. You guys, listen. This is an absolutely unmitigated mess. TMZ is reporting that she says she was underage when the alleged assault occurred. Let me just say this too, right? During the 2000s to 2000, actually in America, I would say during 1997 to 2008, it was acceptable for people that were celebrities to have a young thing around. What we looked at as assault, what we looked at as rape, what we looked at as DV, but even what we looked at as abuse, right? How many songs were written in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s about having a tenderoni, having a young thing? I'm talking about rap, rock, have it, whatever you want. About like, she's just 16 years old, right? There are so many songs, sonnets, poems written about this weirdo behavior back then that we need to accept that people thought that it was culturally acceptable. At least the villains did. On top of that, that was at a time where if a woman was SA'd, unless they were put in the hospital and left there, people really thought it was your job to guard your honor. And if they caught you slipping, well, that was just on you. So given that was a time, given that what things were people were thinking about, I do not think it's far-fetched that Diddy saw a pretty 16-year-old babysitting, decided he wanted a quick sneaky link, was leaving a building, convinced her, gave her that, and then dropped her off. Let's also not forget back then, they did not test for date grape drug. Nobody really knew what it was. So even if something happened, people would be like, oh, maybe I drank something. Diddy had gotten away with it allegedly for years. So again, I feel like he thought he was committing the perfect crime. So I actually think this is 100% believable, right? She got scared when he didn't drop her off at home. He gave her a drink to calm her down. Isn't that the perfect thing? Wait, where are you taking me? Because you're in a car with 3 men and you're only 16. And let's not forget, you got to be home by a certain time. So you're probably worried about getting in trouble. So here, just drink this, just calm down. And you're doing it because you're like, are you going to drop me off at home? All right. She suffered financial damages, physical injury, and serious emotional distress. Diddy's legal team does say, Yana, no matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has ever sexually assaulted or sex trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. Excuse me, Mark Agnifilio, but I believe the U.S. Attorney's Office begs to differ. We live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason. Fortunately, a fair and impartial judicial process exists to find the truth, Your Honor. Mr. Combs is confident he will prevail in court. Baby, we're going to see, because May is coming up sooner than you think. And let's also not forget, the federal government wants to get the Enterprise paper, the Enterprise letter, March the 7th. That's when we find out who his co-defendants are and who his co-conspirators are. However, Diddy is posting he wants that letter by February 1st. Baby, we get that letter February 1st, you know we're going to have a marathon live. But regardless of what you think, let me know what you think in the comments. And I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, peoples. Hello, Gina, to you. How are you, ma'am? It is a blessing to see you on tonight. Gina to you says, greetings, Edward. All right. Well, Gina, you heard what the young lady had said, that Diddy had ended up SAing a babysitter. Now, Gina, this is not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched. Now, I can't say that I can't say that I believe it, because, you know, I'm always erring on a caution that the people are innocent until proven guilty. But I can say that he has a tendencies of doing that. And this is not so much far-fetched. Now, the other allegation of that so-called 13-year-old girl, you know, at that particular time, that she was supposed to have been essayed and stuff and taken so many miles away from home and then left down there. I don't believe that at all, period. Not at all. Now, do I believe that something may have happened to her? Probably so. But do I believe it was Diddy and Jay-Z? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And the only reason why I base my thoughts and views like that is only because of the simple fact that she couldn't prove, and not only she couldn't prove, but it's just so far-fetched that someone's parent whose child is artistic would allow their child to go so far away. And obviously, you know, the parents didn't know. But you mean to tell me that the parents did not know where she was? She's 13. She's 13. So obviously that meant that she was out all night long. You have an autistic child that is out all night long, and that doesn't raise the hair on top of your head or the hairs behind your neck. And your child is autistic, and yet you never ask or ever even wonder where she is. See, just that alone, peoples, makes me believe that this is just bullshit. It's bullshit. You know? And then not only that, but the thing is that she has been driven all of these miles away from home and then left there 5 hours away. Now at 13, who do you know that has a license to be driving? And then if you're hanging around somebody that is at age, then you know you gotta ask yourself the question, peoples. You really gotta ask yourself the question. A 13-year-old being driven 5 hours from home. Don't you know how long 5 hours is, peoples? 5 hours is like from Richmond to Los Angeles, California. Well, it's almost that. Because actually it takes about 8 hours, but it's almost to that. So you can get probably to Lancaster in 5 hours. But that's at least over 200 and something miles, peoples. Over 200 and something miles, peoples. A 13-year-old autistic child is being driven from home. And so you got to ask the question, who in the hell was this girl dealing with at the age of 13, 1-3, and that can drive a car and be out all night long? And the mother and father don't know where the child is. That's child abuse right there. Total child abuse right there. And maybe that's why the father said, oh, well, I have no recollection of that. Because if it really happened, you already know that the people will be on his shit big time. Now, I heard the people say that the father has probably been paid off. But what has he been paid off for? What? Allowing his child to go? He had did he have any type of notion that she was going to see Diddy, and that his daughter had an appointment with Diddy and Jay-Z? See, you know, people are so damn stupid. I mean, that doesn't sit well with me. He's getting paid for what? What is he getting paid for? What, to let his daughter go and drive 5 hours away? He had no clue that she was going in to see Diddy and Jay-Z. And the chances of her being able to see Diddy and Jay-Z was slim to none. So what is he getting paid for? What is he getting paid for? He is not like he's not like that guy that runs to Family Feud. What's that guy's name that runs to Family Feud? What is his name? The host of Family Feud. God, I can't think of his name, peoples. What is y'all help me out? What is his name? The guy who hosts Family Feud. His name is at the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. I had an MRI tonight, and so I got packed up with all of this radiation and everything. So I guess it's affecting my memory right now. But I can't think of his name. What is that, Gina? What is that guy's name that runs the Family Feud? He's the host of Family Feud. Um, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. God, I couldn't think of that for nothing in the world. Like I say, I had an MRI done tonight. Yeah, my mind is all clouded. So they did an MRI scan on my head and neck, and I got to go back to get an MRI done on my lower back, my lumbar. Yeah. Steve Harvey sold his daughter into sex slavery. Sold his daughter to Diddy and then to other people in the industry. And that girl is ditzy as all get down. I mean, it's just crazy. She is just ditzy. I'm sorry, but she is. But they said that in a superseding indictment, Steve Harvey, Oprah Winfrey, and Steve Harvey, Oprah Winfrey, and it was another person that is going to be named in the superseding indictment. And I can't wait. I literally can't wait. We're going to go in on Oprah Winfrey because that woman, several of the students that at her school came up missing. And see, people's, nobody is talking about these missing people. Nobody is talking about these missing girls. But Edward Joseph is, and I'm going to continue to keep bringing awareness to SA all over the place, not just in California. Because see, people's, what I just found out, my friend's friend had came up missing out in Sacramento, in a city called Elk Grove. Just came up missing. And I'm stunned because, you know, from a very affluent neighborhood, and nobody can find her. And all of these kids that is on these milk cartons and, you know, everything, they don't put them on milk cartons now no more because of the internet, but nobody's talking about it. These kids that was missing in Oprah Winfrey's school, and nobody's talking about it. Well, Edward Joseph is going to talk about it, peoples. Edward Joseph is going to talk about it because, see, the thing is, peoples, like I told you all many years, I said what happened to Kanika was a major setup. And that live that I played last night with Jeff King's Productions, that girl who you know was all hooshed up on some type of drugs or whatever, you know, she told us. She told us they set Kanika up. And she said that that's what Kanika get because Kanika was a setup queen. But that was based upon what she said. But now we got to figure out which Kanika she's talking about. Because the Kanika Jenkins that I have come to get acquainted with through her videos and pictures and things like that, she never struck me as one that will do something like that, you know. And I've never seen a different demeanor from her in any of the videos that I've ever seen. So are we talking about Jenkins or are we talking about Martin? Because see, Martin was the fighter. Jenkins was the goofy one. So who are we talking about? That's the key right there. Who are we talking about? And then not only that, people's, I'm going to go back over because see, I'm still grappling with this, people's, because when Lenora had took a picture with Kanika's father, she had a child in her hand. And there's a lot of inbreeding in that Jenkins family. Now, I know many of you say that TM had Kanika, but did she really have Kanika? And how old is Lenora over Kanika? You know, I mean, it's been stated that Lenora is Kanika's biological mother. Now, I know that sounds so far fetched and things, but in actuality, it doesn't. In actuality, it really doesn't. Because in my book, Kanika favors Lenora a lot more than TM. And if there's a lot of inbreeding that has been going on in that family, that's not no far fetch at all. So I'm going to go back over that, peoples. And then two, I got a question for all of you. When did you ever see TM ever nurse, push a stroller, carry, or take a picture of Lenore's kids as they were babies? Did you ever see her nursing or taking care of babies? Or did you ever see TM holding a baby? Even Kanika. You never seen it. You've never seen it. So I wish all of you stop telling me, oh, well, that's her child. Well, prove it to me. If you show me a picture, prove it to me. I won't say it. But you're not proving it to me. See, people's, I'm not like you. I'm not like you. You guys believe everything under the sun and then some. Me, I have to see some proof. And I'm not satisfied until I get some proof. Until and see, the thing about me, people, says if I believe something, I'm going to believe it until proven otherwise. So you can sit here and flap your gums as much as you want to, but it ain't gonna do no hill of beans for me. Because until I get a greater understanding for myself, well, then it ain't no sense in trying to change my mind. Because you got to come better with just flapping your lips. I need some proof. I need some substantial proof. And even if you don't have a picture or something, you got to be able to express some things in such great detail to where it will literally, you're painting a picture. But this is easy, people. This is real easy. Because see, my challenge to you is simply this. You show me a picture of TM holding any baby. Lenora's baby, or Kanika, or Ken Jr., or even Lenora. Did y'all ever see any baby pictures of Lenora? I'm not talking about young pictures. I'm talking about baby pictures, diaper pictures. The wah pictures. Did you ever see it? Now there's only 2 to 3 pictures of the supposed Kanika being a baby, and that's the only pictures that has been surfacing around the internet. Come better than that. Come correct, peoples. Come correct. Because see, that ain't doing nothing for me. It ain't helping me no way, shape, or fashion. And I get what many of you saying. I get what you're saying, but so what? That's what I say to you. So what? Well, what does that mean to me? So what? That's exactly what I'm saying, people. So what? So what does that mean to me? So you can mumble under your breath and stuff, and all like this and stuff, but that ain't proving nothing to me. Until you can show me a baby picture, more baby pictures, then it ain't no sense in trying to argue with me or trying to convince me otherwise. Just show me some proof. That's all you need to do. Just show me some proof. Show me something that TM had Lenora, Kanika, or Ken Jr. or even been nursing Lenore's children. Now let me go a step further. Did you ever see a pregnant picture of Lenore? Did you? I didn't. Did you? I mean, all of these people supposed to be so rich in research and stuff. I mean, help a brother out. And see, that's the thing, peoples. All of these kids is coming up missing. And ain't nobody saying anything. All of these kids come up missing, ain't nobody saying nothing. Y'all better get ready because 2025, this year is getting ready to hit really, really hard, peoples. This year is getting ready to hit really, really hard. And we're going to talk about the fires in LA because that is a major cover up. Major cover up. Did you know that the Olympics was supposed to be coming to California in 2028? And part of the wildfires is to go ahead and rebuild LA so we can get the Olympics here. Don't you know what the Olympics means, peoples? It means power, prestige, and money like you wouldn't believe. So it's a twofold thing with the Diddy's case. And see, even that was planned. Now, Diddy's case was a distraction. That's all it was. It was a distraction. Gina said that I believe it's a fourfold. Well, I know two things for sure. One is the Olympics that's supposed to be coming to California, and then two, Diddy is a distraction. I don't know what the other two that you're thinking of, Gina, but those are my two observations that I see, and that is purposely done. Purposely done. Because see, people, I have lived in California all of my life, and I have never, ever seen the likes of anything like this. Never. Jenna, to you said cover up, land grab, population control, and build smart city by 2028. Woo wee, man. And I have to agree with you totally 100% and then some. Totally agree with you. It's called gentrification, peoples. Did you know that California passed a law to where any officer out there sees some homeless people out, they can go and take them in? Literally, it's not like an arrest, but it is an arrest. And then they can keep them incarcerated forced incarceration, to put them in a drug rehabilitation program or put them in a shelter. Oakland has changed because it used to be we seen all of these homeless people everywhere. Now you don't see all of that. All of that, and I did a live on that because I did a live, and I've shown you how it was looking in Oakland at one time because I went to Tent City. I'm gonna drive out in Oakland, peoples, and I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna show you. And then I'm going to go out to my car and I'm going to get my dash cam and I'm going to upload it to YouTube and we're going to watch. You're going to see some of the places in Oakland and stuff and how it looks and things. And I'm going to show you different places and stuff in California. Now I'm going to go down to LA. I'm going to go down to LA and I'm going to show you firsthand. Now we're dependent upon all of the news people and other people who's taking all of the pictures and stuff, but Edward Joseph is going to show you firsthand. See, they're only going to cover certain things out there. I know the haps because I have family that's out there that's in grave danger of losing their homes. And so, we're praying people. We're praying people, and we know that God, the elect will always be taken care of. And so we're praying people, but I'm personally going to go, and I'm going to show you the destruction, devastation, and destruction. And it's not right, and it's not fair. And see, the thing is, peoples, to a certain degree, I'm like, okay, these people houses burned down. Now you starting to see and feel how these homeless people feel. They're homeless. Now you're homeless. You lost your $5 million, $10 million mansion. But see, the thing is, peoples, it's not only just these millionaires that lost mansions and stuff. It's regular, ordinary people who is, middle class and upper class, and lost everything. Everything. Jenna, to you said, why hasn't Newsom never came out publicly to say that they are housing folks that can't leave, put in shelters away from danger? Because he's a sucker. He ain't gonna say nothing. And see, people's, it's so much shit going on in California behind the scenes that you guys don't even see. But I have to be very careful about, how I go about reporting this type of stuff. Jen, to you said, but the billionaires can rebuild, but the middle and lower class cannot. And that's what I said, gentrification, because they're moving them out. And LA is going to be a new LA. That's why the wildfires. That's why they're setting all of this stuff on fire. It's a twofold. One, Diddy thing was a distraction, peoples. It was a major distraction. Major distraction. And these Hollywood peoples whose houses is burnt down and stuff like that. You didn't think that there was a part of what was going on in Hollywood? You got to be crazy, people. You got to be kidding me. They're purposely burning these people's. I told you, I've been living in California all my life. You ain't never, ever, ever heard of any Hollywood people whose houses has been burned down. Now you're hearing about Jay-Z or Beyonce's mom house burnt down, Mel Gibson and Paris Hilton and a host of others burnt down. And others is still on the verge of burning down. See, God held up the rain, peoples. But see, you can't blame God for this because this was man-made destruction. And God just only allowing it to, you know, go ahead and clean up some stuff. That's why it held back the rain. Because it was supposed to be raining, but the rains ain't going. And you got 100 miles per hour winds. Peoples, have you ever had a gust of wind just hit you? Because in Santa Ana, Pasadena, and other places out there, they get that wind gust from the mountains because they're in the valley. Because of the heat, it causes a vortex. So, you know, heat, and then you get the gust of wind. That's a bad combination, peoples. And so the fires is going to spread rapidly. But you sitting out there in the heat, in the smoke, in the wind, people's, there's going to be people who's going to be suffering for the rest of their lives. Because I don't think you truly understand what California and those people are going through. Just the smoke alone, that's toxic. It's toxic smoke. And then you have 100 miles per hour hot winds. Who can survive that, peoples? Who can survive that? You know, they're not even reporting the death toll. It's a lot more people who died than just a couple of people that they say died, because not everybody got out. It's a lot of under reporting going on, peoples. It's a lot of under reporting going on. And I know firsthand because I told you I got family out there. I got family out there. And see, you got to understand where these people are. These people are in the midst of nowhere. So the roads, you can't just cross out in the roads and stuff because even the roads is closed. There's a lot of people who died in this fire. And the governor ain't saying shit about that. And then peoples, you can't get water out the fire hydrant. That shit was purposely done. The water pressure is little to nothing. Little to nothing. And ain't nobody reporting that. I played the live on last night when you heard one of the fire peoples, and I shown you the pictures how the fire people was just standing there watching the houses burn. Guy tried to save his house with just a water hose, and his house is engulfed in flames. And the people were standing there videotaping him while his house is burning down. I mean, man, how heartless that is. He tried his best to save his home, and he couldn't. And then you have the fire people over there trying to save a bank that's already engulfed totally in flames. And then you look behind them, the whole damn city is burnt down. So what are you, why are you spinning your wheels upon trying to save a bank that is already engulfed in flames? And then behind you, the whole goddamn city is burnt down. Help me to make that make sense, peoples. A lot of the firefighters was told to stand down. was told to stand down. How you know they were told to stand down? Because the picture says it all, peoples. All of the houses is on fire, and all they can do is just stand there. And why are they standing there? Because it ain't no water. Peoples, listen to me. They cut back. They cut back upon the insurance for the houses. And the reason why they cut back on insurance on the houses because they don't want the people to rebuild. This shit has been in the works. I'm telling you, this shit has been planned. This shit just didn't happen by happenstance. This was already in the works, peoples. Thousands and thousands of people lost their homes and they can't rebuild because they have no insurance on their home. And the property value is nothing. Your house burned down, you can't rebuild. You don't have no money to rebuild, and then trying to go and gather a permit to try to build up and stuff. Guess what? You can't afford it. You can't afford it no more. Your house burned down, that's it. You gotta go. You can't rebuild. Because you know what's going to happen, people, is the regulations is that you're going to have to get the permits to rebuild. You got to not only get the permits to rebuild, you got to try to get a company to insure you because you won't be able to get the permits unless you get the insurance. And you're not going to get the insurance because you can't get the permit. You can't rebuild because the property value for that land is going up. Oh, people, listen to me. I'm going to have a realtor come on and explain to you what I'm saying. I'm going to have a realtor come on and explain to you what I'm saying. I'm just only giving you tidbits. Mark my words. Look what's happening. And it's not going to stop there. It's spreading all over California. That's why they passed a law to lock up the homeless people. That's why everybody's moving out of California, moving to Texas. Is getting ready to be a major shift, people. And if you ain't got money, well, you know, you're going to be asked out. So the people lost their homes and they think that they're going to live on the streets. Nope. The cops is going to round them up and they're going to incarcerate them. Lock them up. Get them out the way. And that's law in California. It's law in California. It is illegal to be homeless, basically. You can't live in an encampment, peoples. It's illegal to live in California and be homeless. Because all they're going to do is lock you up, put you in a big building or something, but you're not free to go. Peoples, a lot of homeless people are gone. Tent City in Oakland and some places is gone. The people were incarcerated, but they're not talking about that. Those people are gone. How I know? Because I used to feed them. They're gone, people. They are gone. You say the fire now spread to San Diego? Oh shit. Well, it's done for people. It's done. It's done. Unless the good Lord goes and send the rain, this is mass devastation at something that we have never ever encountered in all of our days, peoples. And they're not reporting that. They're not reporting that. Yep, you're exactly right, Gina, to you. The insurance companies cut off their insurance 3 months before the fire started. Yep. They sure did. They sure did, peoples. And guess what? It didn't only happen in California, but it happened in bingo. You're right, Gina. It happened in Hawaii. The same thing that happened out there is happening here in California. And it's going to happen in your town too. It's going to be mass destruction and mass displacement and mass incarceration. And it's going to fall short of what they call that when the government shuts down the cities and stuff. People look at what happened to Maui. And y'all keep thinking that all of this shit is natural disasters and stuff. That's what they say. That's what they say. You can't believe everything that they say. Can't believe it, people. That's why they throw so much stuff out there to confuse and try to change and control the narrative. All you got to do is just open up your eyes and look and see. See, I'm just one little voice. So, you know, my little thing may not be too much to you because you don't live here. You're not even experiencing it. So it may not be much to you. But I'm sure that other people is going to watch this live. They're going to listen. They're going to hear what I'm saying. And it's my prayer that other content creators that's in California talk about this. We need to get the word out. Talk about it. Spread the news. Let the people in Hawaii know you're not the only one going through this. Now, Oprah Winfrey, she could have got together with all of her billionaire friends and stuff and helped those people out. They chose not to do that. Where's the billionaires and millionaires and stuff? You know, where's the entrepreneurship? Where's Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, and all them who talking about that they give to the poor and things? You guys better wake up and smell the coffee. You guys better wake up and smell the coffee, peoples, because the water is on the kettle, and the kettle is on the stove, and the fire is on and it's blazing hot. That's what they call the New World Order. And this ain't no conspiracy, peoples. This is I'm seeing it firsthand here in California. I'm seeing it firsthand. I'm witnessing it firsthand. It may not happen in your state yet, but it's going to happen. Mark my words. Mark my words, people. Is going to happen. And every opportunity I get, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it, peoples. But I want you guys to, I'm fit to share this other live right here. But I'm going to talk about it because it needs to be talked about, peoples. All right. So I want to share with you peoples. I want to share with you this live that this young lady did that had been SA'd by Andrew Holmes. I want to share with you that live. Here it is right here. This is so heartbreaking, peoples. And oh, my heart was torn up when I saw this. All right, we're gonna play this, and then I'm gonna get out of here, peoples, because it's already 11 o'clock. I meant to come on a little
In August-
earlier than what I did, but I didn't get a chance to. And so these are going to be my little infomercials and things, because I'm going to continue to keep bringing awareness. I'm going to continue to keep bringing awareness, people. So if the news ain't going to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it, and somebody's going to see it. And then hopefully that inspires others to go ahead and continue to keep sharing what's happening in their community, in their state, in their town. It's not right. It's not right for what's happening. But people pray for my family that their house be intact and be safe. I'm only going to just say this because I don't want to give their location away, but they're not too far from the fire as is raging now. And so pray for my family, peoples. Pray for my family that, they pulled through this. Pray to God that the rains come and bring relief, not only to my family, but to all families out there, to all of the people. It's tough. And to see that devastation firsthand is wow. See, peoples, until you have experienced it, then you'll never understand the feeling of what people go through. You'll never understand. And this is why I'm going to continue to keep doing lives like this, because I need to get the word out. And continue to keep bringing awareness to it. Because one voice can turn into many voices. The more that you like and the more that you share my lives, these little infomercials that I'm doing right now, the more that you get the word out there to many other people. Take me out the equation, whether you like me or whether you don't. That's fine. That's no here or there, because it ain't about me. It ain't about me, peoples. It's time now that we band together and we on social media cover local events and get it out there to the people. Get it out there to the people. So what the mainstream media won't cover, we cover. We cover. You know, and we get it out there. Now, they can't hold me accountable for what I say because I've already put my disclaimer up there. I said everything that I said in this live is allegedly occurred. And we hold no responsibility to whatever I say or you say, whatever I show or you show. So everything has allegedly occurred. But you got to read between the lines, peoples, and you got to wake up and you got to look at what's happening and smell the coffee. Because I don't care what they say, the evidence is already there and it's already been proven, peoples. Because all of this stuff has been going on well before all of this stuff even happened. And that's how the powerful do. That's how the elites do. They cause havoc, conflict, and confusion. And remember, God is not the author of confusion. So when you have things that's clashing for the headlines, well, then there's a whole host of other things that is being concealed because everybody's talking about Diddy. Everybody's talking about Jay-Z. Everybody's talking about Busby. But there is a whole lot of other stuff that is going on that is literally in your face. And yeah, people may just glance over it. Oh yeah, the wildfires out there in LA and Maui and all of these other places and stuff, but nobody is bringing awareness to it. It's only just a couple of people or a handful of people talking about it because everybody's so infatuated with Diddy and Jay-Z and bringing black men down. Well, whether they're guilty or not, I mean, that's nor here or there. The trial hasn't even set yet, and everybody's deeming them guilty. Why? Why are you deeming them guilty? Have you been there? Did you ever see them essay anybody? All of these are just allegations. So when do people become guilty and they even haven't been tried yet in a court of law? But what I'm saying, people, is this: don't stay so focused and get so infatuated with Diddy. He's in jail. He can't do anything. And so what if he's busting buns in jail? So what if he may have AIDS? He ain't the only one. A lot of Hollywood people is walking around with AIDS and things. I mean, look at what happened to Usher. Usher has a venereal disease. And look what happened to all of the other people who end up getting it. They even say Jay-Z got a venereal disease and end up giving it to some people. Rihanna, they say Jay-Z gave it to Rihanna and Rihanna gave it to that guy that she used to date. Look at Kobe Bryant. He had a venereal disease that he couldn't get rid of. Look at look at Magic Johnson. He had AIDS. They say that he doesn't have it no more. Well, whether he doesn't have it no more, he had it. It's a lot of people who's walking around here with uncurable diseases that you don't even know of. People packing medicine. They may look good on the outside, but internally, they messed up big time. People, you can't go around putting your stinky winky into people's buns and thinking that you're not going to come out with something. That's nasty. And if people have a voracious appetite for ASS, how many of those people are using protection? You got to think about that, peoples. ASS it's not it is not a natural sexual thing that the Lord intended for people to be doing. And so every bad thing that's in your body is coming out two areas. And is not to be played with. It's unnatural, peoples. And this is why people suffering from AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis, and herpes, and all of these other type of diseases and stuff. You want to be nasty? Well, okay. It's going to catch up with you. Now it's caught up with Diddy because everybody's saying that he's on the earlier stages of HIV. Well, whether that's true or not, peoples, that's no here or there with me. But at the end of the day, he brought that up on himself. And he's the one who has to live with it. And it's my sincere prayer, peoples, that, you know, if you guys live in that type that you stop it right now before you end up getting something that you won't be able to get rid of. I'm telling you, peoples, God is only going to allow you to go so far before you start to pay for the various things that you're doing. It's unnatural, it's immoral. And yeah, you can tell me, well, I choose my lifestyle. Okay, stay with your lifestyle. But I guarantee you one thing, peoples. I guarantee you it. And it is a guarantee. The more that you defile this body, the more that the Lord is going to allow that madness to overtake you. You've seen a lot of preachers leave here because of the very things that they've been doing behind the scenes. Now they're no longer here. And they had to suffer publicly behind the things that they did behind the scenes. And so if the good Lord is going to take out the man of God who had preached his word, you ain't exempt. You're not exempt. Warning comes before destructions, peoples. Your health, your wealth, it will decline. You know, you may think that, oh, it's all good and dandy right now. I'm young, I'm vibrant, I can do what I do and live the type of lifestyle and stuff like that. But people's, you know, keep living that unnatural lifestyle and then watch what's going to happen. Because prophecy is being fulfilled right now. You thought that things is bad now, is only going to get worse. Now, when we get to the point to where Your children wants to be the opposite sex, and they're trying to pass laws to where the children have the rights to choose their sex. We have gone totally overboard, people. This nation has totally gone totally whack. Never ever ever would have thought that I would ever see the day that some whack madness like this would be in legislation. I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna play this video. I really don't care about your lifestyle. You can live the lifestyle that you want. You can be whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. But remember, one important factor, and you hear it from Minister Edward Joseph. Your body is the temple. And when you defile this temple, well, then the Lord has something in store for you for how you abuse this temple. You heard it from Minister Edward Joseph. I'm telling you, peoples. I'm telling you. Because I have lived long enough to see good, wholesome, vibrant people die of sickness and disease, all because they could not stop drinking, they could not stop smoking, and they could not leave that perverted lifestyle alone. So, you people who sit up here and want to drink, well, my daddy is gone because he drank and smoked. My child's mother is gone because she drank and smoked. A host of friends are gone because they drank and smoked. Cousins, family members, a host of them is gone because they drank and smoked. Are you going to be next? I dedicated a year or so when my child's mother was diagnosed with cirrhosis of the liver and kidneys. And I took care of her for a whole year before she died. But my whole time knowing her, I have bore witness to her, and she was a witness herself because she knew Christ herself. She knew what she was doing was wrong. But you know what she told me? I am grown and I can do what I want. Well, yeah, you're grown and you did what you wanted. But you know what you left behind? You left behind 2 daughters and a grandchild. Now, was it all worth it? Was it? I have witnessed to that girl until I was blue in the face. I have been through hell and hot water with her when it came down to my baby. But in her final year, I never turned my back. The inheritance that my mom and dad left me, I went and bought her a duplex, and I moved just a mile away from her. And I was down there. I cooked and cleaned every single day. Took her to her doctor's appointments and everything. Made sure that her house was clean and stuff because she was taking care of my grandchild. Tend to her until the day she died. I did that. I didn't have to. I did that. And after all of the hell that she put me through, I put all of that stuff aside and I said, no, you are my child's mother. And I refuse to allow your family to come up in here and wreak havoc with you. I kicked all of those suckers out the house from being her power of attorney. I got power of attorney. I recorded her last will and testament. And on that that video, she expressed everything that her family had done to her. And I didn't know it. I didn't know about it until she called me. She said, Eddie, I need your help. She called me Eddie. Eddie, I need your help. Okay. And when I found out what was going on, I got her from the apartment that she was living in. I got her in a duplex. And I took care of her until the day she died. And I dared her family to step 1 foot into the place that I got. They never did, because they didn't want to see the wrath of Edward Joseph. See, peoples, I am a good, kind-hearted person, but cross me if you will. And then you'll see a totally different side of me that you pray that you never would ever see. And when she made that phone call and I came down there, I told them all. I gave them one major warning. Leave now and never come back. Because if you do, it is going to be hell to pay. And they took heed because they knew the type of person I am when it comes down to my family. And what affected my child's mother affects my child. And I'm a beast when it comes down to my children and my grandbaby. See, people's, I become the incredible Edward Joseph, like Bruce Banner. He said, don't make me angry. Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And then he changes and transforms when he gets angry into the Incredible Hulk. Well, I turn into the incredible Edward Joseph. And I told him, peoples, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And that's all that I had to do, peoples. I gave him a warning. Leave now and don't ever come back. And that's exactly what happened. Now, many of you think that you know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. I have a very damn good heart. Very damn good heart. But when you make me angry, you'll see a whole new side of me. So don't ever push me. It's just like that song. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. Well, I'm not close to the edge, but don't ever try to push me to that level, because you will see a whole different side of me. And people, I take flights. I sure do. And at this point, I really don't give two rats asses because I've already lived my life. I already lived my life, so it doesn't. It doesn't make no difference to me. You know, I don't care. You know, never say, you have to be around pins and needles and stuff. No, my thing is just very simple. You know, don't ever start something that you can't finish. Don't ever start anything that you can't finish. And when you want to push people to extremities and things, well, then get prepared to get back what you push out. And that's all it is, people. That's all it is. I mean, I love my children, and that's what I do. I mean, I don't get mad and go off the rocker and stuff by this little internet madness that you do and stuff. It has to be something a little bit more serious than that. But even with this internet stuff that you guys do, you guys want to ramp it up, I can ramp it up too. I can meet you with the same energy. But that's just like I told my children, you guys are fortunate. You have a father that loves you, that has taken care of you, took care of your mom, you know, did everything for her, even though I got the short end of the stick. But it was okay, peoples, because see, one thing about Edward Joseph is simply this, you know, I don't hold grudges. Some of you still holding grudges against me today for some stupid shit. Just stupid shit. But it's okay. It's okay, because you ain't hurting me. You're not hurting me. You're only hurting yourself. Some of you don't talk to me. Some of you ain't coming on a live. I think y'all hurting me. You ain't hurting me. And I wanted to publicly say that. I'm publicly saying that. And you know who you are. Each and every one of you. You know who you are. Moderators and other people that used to come to the chat and stuff. You know who you are. Y'all crazy for that stupid shit. Be sitting around here holding grudges against people. For what? What is it that I have ever said or done to you to where you just that angry that you have to act out like a child? Give me a break, peoples. That is bullshit. Never heard the likes. But it's okay. Stay with your little contrite self. Because you ain't doing me no harm. Is that all right, peoples? All right, peoples, let's get into this. Let's watch this live. This is going to piss you off. So I caution each and every one of you, especially you ladies, because when I saw this, I damn near threw my phone and broke my phone. That's just how angry I got behind the shit. But I can't wait because Andrew Holmes, his ass is going down. His ass is going down. That deviant, devilish, and demonic sucker. Nasty ass. I never respect a man that has to go ahead and use tools and use drugs and stuff just to go and get some stuff from somebody who don't find you attractive. That is crazy to me, people. It's crazy. Going around destroying people's lives. And see, the thing is, peoples, I can't say Diddy is guilty because I don't know him. So all of that stuff is allegations, is alleged. But this, the lady got proof because Andrew Holmes showed the police officer her goods while he was FaceTiming him. And the guy had the wherewithal to go ahead and record the audio. And he came out of his own mouth, stated some things about the girl. And that's how you know that she's going to win the lawsuit up against them. And I can't wait till the feds swoop in and arrest his ass for SA. It's happening. It's going to happen, people. It's going to happen. What? Mark my words. Mark my words. It's going to happen. He can't. He thinks he's protected because Las Vegas decided not to prosecute because she didn't do the rape kit. But that's okay. You know, there's other ways to bring criminal charges up against them. And it's going to happen. Mark my words. Just like Cat Williams said, all things in 2025 is going to be exposed. And it's already happening, peoples. Because come tomorrow morning, when they drop that first case on felon Trump, I'm going to cover that, peoples, for all the deviant, devilish, and demonic madness that he has been doing. I'm going to cover that. They've already told the DOJ you can release it, and it's going to be released tomorrow, early tomorrow morning. So when I come back live, peoples, I'm covering that. But it's going to be all over the news in the morning. So get prepared so you can be able to see the deviant, devilish, felon, and demonic president that you all voted for. You suckers. You lollipops. Now, get ready to have your life be as miserable can get, because he's going to F you up big time. This is going to be the hardest 4 years of your life. And when you can't pay your rent, when you can't do this and that and the other because that president that you guys voted in is going to do a number on you big time. But see, the thing is, people, I'm not worried. I'm going to sit back and laugh at you. See, I'm protected. I'm one of the elects. God protects his elect. So I ain't worried. So I'm going to sit back here. I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to laugh my ass off because I didn't vote for him, and I am protected.
In August 2023, we got a tip about a suburban mayor. And that's how our deep dive into Dalton all began. We were told that Mayor Tiffany Henyard had taken a taxpayer-funded trip to Las Vegas and that her assistant had accused a village trustee of assaulting her during that trip. Now, the tipster told us that when the mayor's assistant tried to get help from Henyard, the woman that she trusted and looked up to, she ended up getting fired a few months later. Now, that woman has since filed a civil lawsuit naming Tiffany Henyard, Andrew Holmes, the village of Dalton, and Thornton Township all as defendants. Andrew Holmes has not been criminally charged and has not responded to our numerous requests for comment about this lawsuit. Tiffany Henyard has denied all the allegations made against her. The allegations and the accusations you are about to hear are reflected in police reports we obtained in a joint lawsuit filed by the alleged victim and a Dalton police officer.
Tania, how are you doing today?
That's kind of hard to even answer. It's up and down. it's kind of like that every single day. I can't say that this past weekend I have been overly blessed for my child to where that has been having me feel elated and just overjoyed. So I will just go that route and say that I'm blessed. I can say that.
I want to go back a little bit and talk about Tiffany Henyard. She's your old boss. Is that correct?
Yes. I was her assistant. I actually originally met her when I was a teen, and she had a dance group, and I was in it, and we even performed at Lincoln and stuff. And I knew her since then, and she was a spunky girl, like not the person that you guys see today. Like she was really actually cool. She was somebody that you really could seriously look up to. And that's where I kind of got it from. Like when I get older, I want to be involved with kids like this too. Like this is cool. Like this is nice. Like that is somebody that you have somebody that's in your corner that's, coaching you and growing and just being there for you. And that's I kind of miss that about her.
Did you look up to her like a big sister?
Absolutely. If we was around at that time, she would always call me her mini-me, which I actually despise now. And please never ever call me that again. But yeah, I'm not even gonna lie on her. Like she really tried to actually lift me up. Like she tried to give me opportunities to be able to go do different things. She used to always push, like, you might take my seat as mayor. You might be next. I'm going to elevate. I want you to elevate behind me. So I definitely looked up to her.
Back in May of 2023, Fania Duke says she learned about a business trip being planned to Las Vegas. The mayor was taking a group of people there to attend a convention. It was happening around the same time as Fania's birthday. So she says she had never been to Vegas before and told the mayor she'd like to go. Fania ends up attending the trip along with Dalton police officer Byron Miles, who at the time was part of the mayor's security detail. Also on that trip, Andrew Holmes, who is an elected Dalton trustee and a well-known community activist. Fania says she knew Andrew very well and that she felt safe around him. At the time, she says she even referred to him as Uncle Drew.
When she brought him into the campaign, then he became Uncle Drew, and it was a cool, like we've been places, we've been in cars and places by ourselves, and he's never made a move at me, or passed me or anything. So that's always also made me feel like I'm safe around him.
On the last day of the trip, Fania says they all went out to dinner. After dinner, she wanted to go out for drinks. She says trustee Andrew Holmes came along with her.
That was a safety beacon. Like that's somebody that if he's with us, you're not gonna mess with us. So I felt confident enough that leaving the restaurant and then going to go hang with him after the restaurant, that I was gonna be okay.
To go to the strip.
Yeah, and that's,
you felt safe with it.
Yeah. So I told him verbally my room number, and I was like, it's 2145. And he was like, okay. So he came and I knocked on my door. He didn't come in. I left out, and then we walked out into the strip. When we walked out, the first thing we did, we were staying at Planet Hollywood. When we walked out, we went to Walgreens, and if we was looking to get some alcohol. And at first we didn't know they had the heavy alcohol behind the counter at first. So we were just about to get some little cans of whatever, like little malt liquor things, whatever, until we went to go check out, and we seen it. So then we ended up getting like, I think Hennessy, it was Hennessy, 50 Hennessy. And then we went next door, and they had a daiquiri place. It's like one of those places that you lift up and it's just open. And I went to go get a chaser. So we go, and then there's another hotel that has a small little fountain, not the Bellagio fountain, but it's a smaller fountain. We sat out there. And earlier through the trip, I did go to the dispensary, and I ended up getting a couple of pre-roll joints. And so we sat there and we smoked, and we were talking about the people walking past, laughing here and high. So now we end up walking down the strip. We're passing the I forgot what hotel it is that looks like New York. Then we get to the Mandalay, which is like the little castles and stuff, and we hear a concert. So we walk in there, we sit down in there, and we're watching the concert and stuff like that. And we're talking about the people in there. Then we leave the concert and walk right back to the same fountain that we originally started at, and that's my literal last memory until I wake up in his room. So I can't remember getting up from that fountain, walking into the hotel, getting into the room, who even helped. Did I even walk myself? I can't remember any of that. My next memory is literally him over me, waking me up, saying, baby girl, you wake up. And I'm just jumping up. And now this is not the face that I'm expecting to see, because I have my own room. So you're waking me up. I'm confused on why I'm here.
Do you think you blacked out?
I knew for sure waking up that I was completely disoriented. Like I knew that me not knowing how I went from the fountain and I'm waking up here, I knew that immediately. That was how? Like it was like it's like a blink, and now I'm hearing it like that. I knew immediately I'm discombobulated.
Whose room did you wake up in?
Andrew Holmes' room.
Whose bed did you wake up
Andrew
in?
Holmes' bed.
In the civil lawsuit, Officer Byron Miles says Andrew Holmes called him from the hotel room. Officer Miles claims Andrew made reference to engaging in sexual activities with Fania, and it was also unclear whether she did or could consent. He says he began recording their conversation. Now, the lawsuit says that Andrew transitioned from a phone call to FaceTime, then panned the camera to private areas of Fania's body, at times moving or removing articles of clothing. Fania says when she woke up in Andrew's bed, they were both fully dressed and that she immediately began looking for her belongings. But she recalls that something did not feel right.
Then while I'm looking around now, I'm also standing up on my feet. I'm really feeling like I've never felt this way before. Like this
You feel
feels weird.
disoriented.
Yeah, I feel disoriented, discombobulated, all of that. Like it was way past just a hangover. It was way past all that. I felt like I was on 1,000 elevators. Like I felt like my body would just keep going up. Like, that's how I just kept feeling. Like I didn't have no explanation of why I feel like this. Because again, I drink and I smoke. That's regular. So me drinking like how I drunk, that wasn't. And then I didn't even finish the drink. Like so, I know like I wasn't just full out, just blacked out. And this is just the first time that I ever drank before. So I immediately knew like something was wrong. But again, at the time frame of what it was, I wasn't trying to question it because now I got to make sure that I make it back to this plane.
Fania says they rushed to the airport to catch their flight back home. All the while, Fania says she was trying to recall what happened and why her body felt different.
How can you really prove this if you don't remember this? But you know what your body feels. You weren't feeling that way before you woke up into his room. When y'all were walking in all up and down the strip, you were fine. How you're feeling, my area and what that felt like, no ma'am. So and it was like it was more, and I went on my period. It was at the end of my period, so I was still spotting stuff like that. So I definitely know I didn't go down there for that. And so I didn't have any cramps, but what I felt, and I'm like, I don't usually cramp after the fact. So it's just like I was trying to debunk. So I'm like, that man would do nothing. So you have to find, this cannot be it. Like then it's also just like this really can't be it. Like that was also a denial for me. Like this, because coming out like look at my life now. Like this is something I never wanted to be sitting in front of you talking to you about this ever. This is not the type of narrative I've ever wanted on my life. So now it is. So that was the denial. Like if I come out saying this, that's strong. And then because I can't remember anything, what if I could have been wrong? But that's on my mind just telling me like just you have to find some other way. But my body and how it felt.
Fania says she returned to work and received a text message from Officer Byron Miles.
I'm at work and I get a text message and it's from Officer Miles and he said, "Are you okay?" And now I'm just thinking that this man is reading my mind because again I didn't say anything to anybody. So I'm like, no, I'm cool. What do you mean? He said, "Are you sure?" And I'm, yeah. Now you scared me. Why are you asking me? Or you just coming out of nowhere asking me, "Am I okay? Are you sure?" He's like, "I don't take this weird. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I think you should go to the doctor." Now again, I'm already fighting it in my head. And if you're saying this and I have no idea, I can't even remember anything, and I feel like I'm only finding it in my head, and you're telling me you feel like I need to go to the doctor, I immediately went. I immediately told William Moore, because I was working. I was at Dalton Park working behind the counter, and I told him I need to go. Now I got to go to the hospital. He's like, "Are you okay?" I said, "I just need to go." So I went. But then again, walking to the hospital, now I'm like, but if I do this, they're going to pull out. They're going to bring police. They're going to do the rape kit. And what if I'm wrong? Like my mind is just saying, like, this is an elected official. It's not like just Johnny down the street. This is a big person. And then he's an advocate and all of this stuff. Like this is a major person. You can't remember anything. You know what your body feels, but you literally have no words or evidence to say like this happened to me. Besides, I can't remember anything. Besides, I blanked out. Besides, this was the last person that I was with. And now I feel like this since I was with the last person that I was with. So I'm sorry.
Take your time.
Lord. Oh God, I'm okay. You could do it. You could do it. You could do it. You could do it.
Well, at the hospital, Fania says she got an STD test, but she did not ask for a rape kit.
May I ask you this, and this is a question that a lot of people may ask, but when you came back to Dalton and you go to the doctor, the hospital, may I ask, did you get a rape kit? If so, why or why not?
And that's what I would say. I didn't because, one, it's an elected official, and them doing a rape kit is going to start the whole investigation right then and there. I haven't talked to Tiffany, and in my mind, because just working for her, I'm just thinking about don't mess up her, her vision, her her name, her career, whatever. And even though, again, me thinking in my head, I didn't wake up in a room with her that she shouldn't take it like that, but seeing that she kind of did take it like that, and where it is now, at the time I didn't know how that investment would have gone, and I literally was fighting myself, even though, again, I feel my body, but my mind saying this is big. If you do this is something that you can defame him, like you could possibly be wrong. Like I'm saying all this little stuff just to deter me, and that's mostly the main reason why I didn't, because I felt like I just need to talk to Tiffany first. Like I don't know what's going on. I need to talk to Tiffany.
Do you
first.
regret that decision?
I regret it wholeheartedly. Not me. I really believe that lady was gonna help me. I really did. That's why, and that's another reason why I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to Tiffany because she's gonna know what to do. I regret it wholeheartedly.
Fania says she decided it was time to tell the mayor about her experience on that Vegas trip. According to the lawsuit, she arranged a meeting with Tiffany Henyard. Officer Miles was there too. The lawsuit notes that he drove Henyard to the meeting and also told her what he witnessed on the call with Andrew Holmes.
Who's all in this meeting?
It's only me, Officer Miles, and Tiffany Henyard. And we were in a closed office in a old bank.
The old bank across the street from Village Hall?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so we were in a room. I told her the whole story. And for her, it was kind of like when I was telling her, she didn't have a surprised look on her face, but it was kind of more like she immediately started thinking about herself. So the first thing she said was, this is going to ruin me, right? And I immediately said, that's why I'm coming to you first, because I want to move to where it doesn't hurt you. Like if you have to take this and ride with it of helping me and boosting yourself up or however you got to do it, that's fine. But I'm coming to you first to tell you that you're
tell Tiffany Henyard the entire story of what happened, what you can remember in Vegas, and what is her immediate reaction? What did she say?
That was the first thing she said. This is going to ruin me. And then she told me that you can't trust everybody. And you have him around your daughter and stuff, right? Like you telling me that I can't trust everybody, but you brung him into this camp. Like before, when you first brung him in there, actually everybody was opposed to it. Like we don't mess with him. He ran against you with mayor and all this stuff. Like how we didn't understand what she brung him in there for.
Do you think she believed you? At that point, she says this could ruin her, but does she not believe you? Or
man, how she looked at me is like she kind of already knew the type. Not that she didn't believe me, but it's like she kind of already just, I know that happened, but I'm actually just kind of, shocked that you're bringing this to me right now type face. Like, oh, you're not scared. You come to tell me. It's like, that's the type of face. Like, that's exactly how she did. Like, it's going to ruin me, right? And then that's when she came up. Then after her whole little spiel, that's when she got up and hugged me.
According to the lawsuit, Tiffany told Fania in front of Officer Miles that she would take care of it and that Fania should trust her. Shortly after that, Fania says Henyard called her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, who then came to their meeting. Fania said in her report to police that she then told Kamal the same information she had just told Tiffany.
He's just saying, you're going to get paid. You good, you're going to get paid. No, you're going to get paid. What you want? That truck you run out there, you're going to have a new one. You're going to get a new car. Don't worry about it. It's like he studied just repeating this. And I'm telling him, like, this is not, I don't care about no getting paid. So now he's saying, tell me, okay, so what is it that you want? I said, I want justice. He needs to go to jail. Like, and to be honest, I said to jail or to hell. That's what I said. Either one. Those are the options for me. I don't care about no money. I don't care about any of that. If he did something that he wasn't supposed to do, this is what I want. So he's like, well, we got you. And then that's when he got out the room. And that's when they sent Miles to go get us something to eat. So now it's just me, Tiffany, and Kamal. Now we're in the outer area of the old bank. And we're just sitting there. And Kamal hands me a paper. He was like, write down what you want. So I literally sat there looking at that paper for maybe like an hour and a half as well, because I'm like, what do you mean? What do I want? If I literally just told you, like, I want him to go to jail, I want him to be charged, they need to come get him. What do you mean write a list? Why am I doing this? So it literally took me an hour and a half, and he's still even telling me, come on, just write it down, like through the whole time, just write it down, just write what you want, write what you want, just go. So and I did, thinking that these people on my side. No, because now the last thing Tiffany told me before leaving the campaign office is, give me a week, and she's gonna get her lawyer on it. She was like, you want me to use my lawyer, right? Yeah, because I don't have a lawyer. I don't have no money for no lawyer. So I said, of course. So I'm thinking that she's gonna take this on. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. Wait for me.
May I ask, what did you ask for?
Honestly, I just said I'm on my car paid off. If I can get a couple months of rent, that's fine. Sure. But and stuff for my son and money from just being hurt. Like I and it was so hard. It took me so long to even write it down, because I'm like, sir, like it's like a ransom list or something. Like, like I've never been in this predicament to want to just write down a list like it's Christmas or something.
But then Kamal takes the list,
folds it up, put it in the back pocket.
Says, let me reach out to the attorney. We'll get back to you.
So then we all disperse, we all leave, and I didn't hear from her ever again.
We reached out to Kamal Woods about this interaction, but he has not responded to our numerous requests for comment. Fania provided NBC5 a copy of a letter she received in June 2023 from attorney Michael Delgado, who represented the village at the time, asking her to preserve evidence. The police report also details that Officer Miles was contacted by his department's internal affairs unit and given a letter also asking him to preserve evidence. Delgado told us in an email, the letter and review of this matter was performed on behalf of the village of Dalton. The email goes on to say that his office is not authorized to release any records without the village's approval, and that we should contact the village's administrator to request those records. We did reach out to the village administrator and the village's PR firm about the records, but we have not received a response. What happened to that letter?
I still got that letter.
What did you do with it? Did you submit that information that he was asking for?
Now I didn't give them anything. And that's probably another reason why, like, that probably sent them off. Because I'm like, why are you trying to get? They even had a meeting with Officer Miles. They tried to tell him, after they heard that it was that Officer Miles actually recorded it. They were like, well, we need that. Isn't that a work phone? He was like, it is a work phone, but it's a work phone that I pay for. So they even got mad at him. Like, they sent him the same exact letter as well. It said the exact same thing, except our names changed, that we need to give over whatever, and we haven't gave nothing.
Fania says the mayor told her to take as much time as she needed, but according to the lawsuit, within days of their meeting, Fania was put on unpaid medical leave. Although she says she did not request it. She says she was fired from both her jobs in Thornton Township and the village of Dalton in October 2023.
Somebody's coming to you saying that something happened to him as egregious as it was, and you saying, okay, that's fine, you're fired though. In what sense did that make? I couldn't tell you. It's Tiffany. She's more focused on Tiffany and whatever Tiffany got going. It don't have to be career. It can be if she's about to go eat a cup of ice. It has to just be about her. Like it doesn't matter about her career. It's about Tiffany and how she moves, how she breathes, and then everybody around her circle. We also have to breathe on the same synchronization as her to make sure that everything is running for Tiffany. So it doesn't matter even if it's a career.
We received a statement from Tiffany Henyard's PR firm in March of 2024. It reads as follows. As previously issued, the village of Dalton conducted a thorough investigation into these allegations. The investigation was led by an independent third-party company consisting of former law enforcement officers, none of whom have ever been affiliated with the village of Dalton. Former police officer Miles was interviewed and denied knowing anything about these allegations. Also, despite numerous attempts by the village's independent investigators to contact Ms. Dukes, she refused to give a statement or cooperate with our investigation. Unfortunately, this is nothing more than two disgruntled village employees who are trying to make off with the taxpayers' hard-earned dollars. The village looks forward to defending these allegations and pursuing all other available remedies to the village. When we asked majority of trustees about this third-party investigation, oh, they said they had no knowledge of it. They also told us any third-party investigation would need the approval of the village board. What do you say to that?
I say it's funny because if we're disgruntled former employees, one, Miles still works there, so I don't see how he can be disgruntled or anything. You knocked him down from where he was, but he's still working there. And me, I'm not disgruntled at all. Something happened to me and now I'm hurt. Just imagine if it didn't, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Like, I don't see how you could put that. So again, it's just a stupid move on her behalf, talking faster than her brain is thinking. Because if that's what you felt that was good, made sense to you, that I'm a former, and I want to run off with taxpayers' dollars. I was making the most money that I've ever made in my life working for her. I was making almost $138, $38,000 a year. That was my salary. Like, I never seen that. Like, I never had money from my check left over and it didn't have to go to something. So why on earth would I ever mess that up? Like, I even was talking to Jen. I said, I kind of much rather probably would have been rather on her side and fighting you than this being my narrative. Like, that's how much of I'm disgruntled. I loved working for you. Like, I loved you as a person. Like, I actually still love her as a person. I don't know who she is now, but I still love her. I really do.
You still love her?
Yes, I really looked up to her. I'm hurt. I would never ever talk to her ever again. But the love is real though. I really looked up to you since I was young. So to see you flip and you're not even not even a person that I met. You're a monster now because this is not even who you are. Like, you used to. Man, she was really cool. She's actually a really cool person. So I don't know where it went wrong. I don't know if it's now she got a lot of money. So some people lose their mind when they get a lot of money and they start acting different. I don't know.
It's almost a year after the Vegas trip. In March 2024, Fania files a police report with South Holland PD that is then faxed to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. In it, she names Andrew Holmes as having assaulted her. And the police report is very detailed. Lots of names and information is redacted. It shows that Las Vegas detectives completed phone interviews with Fania and Officer Miles. It also details that no video footage from Planet Hollywood, the hotel where the group stayed, existed due to the time lapse. According to the report, the detective contacted an attorney who said he represented Henyard. And that attorney initially said the mayor was willing to provide statements. But days later, that attorney told the detective that the interview would need to be canceled. He advised the detective that Fania and Miles filed a civil lawsuit against the mayor, Thornton Township, and the village of Dalton. According to the police report, the detective notes that items of clothing were tested and an audio recording was submitted by the attorney representing Fania and Officer Miles. Additionally, over 50 photos and videos were submitted by Fania. Now, we submitted a request for evidence to Las Vegas police, which was declined. We also requested evidence from the attorney representing Fania and Officer Miles. We did not get a response. According to the report, the case was presented to the Clark County District Attorney's Office. It goes on to say, this case was denied by the DA's office. The detective told Officer Miles the next day that the case was denied due to insufficient evidence. When asked by Miles, what are we missing? The officer reports telling Miles they had gathered everything they had been told about. The report concludes that the case has been closed, but if new evidence is discovered, it will be reviewed again.
They just said there was lack of evidence. Even and when they did call me to say that it was lack of evidence, I was like, so how do you guys solve 20-year cold cases and all this stuff? She said, oh yeah, we do that. We just we have lack of evidence for your case.
We reached out to Attorney John Erickson, who, according to the police report, represents Andrew Holmes, but we did not get a response. Holmes has never publicly addressed these allegations, even in response to the civil lawsuit. And since filing that complaint, Fania has attended several village board meetings. At one meeting in November 2024,
She addresses Andrew Holmes.
So tell me I'm lying, or tell them why. Going to the meetings, I tried to go and confront him, but every time I went, after I can't have my statement out, he's not there.
But you did confront him recently.
Yes, and that was after trying to get to meetings, because then it was meetings that I didn't make it to. Oh, now you're there. Now I can't make it to this meeting because I don't like bringing my kid to those types of things. Even the meeting that I actually did finally say something, my best friend took my son out right before I could say something, and that made me feel better that I can actually freely say what I need to say.
Why did you need to confront him?
Because he needs to tell everybody. He needs to tell me, tell the world that I'm not lying. Because you got people think that I'm just out here making up stuff, that I want money, that I'm a disgruntled former employee. No, sir. Tell these people what you did. Or tell me in my face that I'm lying in front of these people. But something, you need to say something. Tell us something. Tell the truth, though. Because the truth is always going to come out, just like the light in the dark.
In December of 2024, more than a year and a half after the alleged incident, Fania and community activist Jedediah Brown went to Las Vegas hoping to meet with a detective. And while there, the police took a second report in which Fania again named Andrew Holmes. It states that she came to file a report for unlawful dissemination of intimate images of her, which she was only made aware of after the news of her assault became public. The report does not reference any additional photos being provided to Las Vegas PD. We contacted the Clark County District Attorney's Office about any further developments, but we have yet to hear back.
So my second report is solely based off of what I know I do have evidence is, and that's him sending video and picture of my body without my consent. I'm hoping that, it's not going to go to the sexual assault division. It's going to go to another division. So I'm hoping that we do get someone. And then when I was talking to the officer, he actually kind of made me feel like he was actually listening. So it made a difference of, sending a report from another police station all the way to Vegas, and then actually coming and physically sitting in front of them, and them actually hearing my story and seeing me and feeling me. So I'm actually kind of feeling good.
What is your message?
As hard as it possibly is, just say something. Because the worst thing that could be is that nobody believes you, but you said something, and our voice is mostly all we have. And you gotta stand up for you. And I know that that's hard, because again, I literally just told you I was fighting denial, because I could have just kept this to myself, and then, you know what? I know something happened to me. I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna keep going out, and I really could have messed me up, even though I already feel like I'm messed up right now. But you have to stand up for yourself. That is the biggest piece of advice that I can get to if anything happened to you, male or female, because it happens to both of them. Open your mouth, because how can anybody help you if we don't know? How you gonna beat yourself up like I did, depressed, not wanting to get out the bed, wanting to take myself out of here? I almost did. I almost took myself right up on out of here. And the only thing that stopped me was my son. That was the only thing. Because I just couldn't imagine my baby having grown up without me. But I was close, seriously close, because I just couldn't imagine this is my narrative. I don't want to be known as that. I don't want people to see me out there and just the first thing they feel is they got to hug me because this is what they know. That's not what I want people to know. So this is hard, but but no matter how hard it is, you got to stand up for yourself. And that's what I just keep telling people. And even when I meet little girls, and I've even met one, and for her to only 11 now, so that's tough, because you're 11 now. But so it's just thinking like that, like how dare you? So just like that, and luckily she was able to say something too. She spoke up. She got her parents involved. So yes, you just have to involve. You got to keep people involved. And I'm learning that too. I'm learning to ask for help, because that's the hardest thing for me to do. Because when I've asked for help before, I don't get it. I want people who's fighting to know it's going to be a lot. I didn't even know half of the stuff that I was going to go through. Like I said, I would have never even expected to be in an NBC today. Never would imagine ever being in a news place ever in my life. But here I am, because this is serious, and I mean it, and I want justice. I want truth. I want him to tell these people what you've done. And I don't want I don't want a sorry. That's, of course, don't tell me sorry. That's cool. I already know what you did. But now I just need you to go and stand up, and you need to go through what you need to go through for what you've done to me. That was your decision. And I might not even get the truth. That's the hard part. That's the part that kills me. I might not get the truth. And that's the part that makes me feel like, and I don't want nobody to take this wrong, but that might make me crazy.
And you talk about help and trying to get answers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a community activist, Jedediah Brown, who went to jail.
Yeah.
You know, he went to jail. And he said that he's got your back.
Yeah, and I promise you, it's been so many people that tried to deter me from him or whatever. Nobody can. So I'm so appreciative of Jedediah Brown. Thank you. I'm elated for him. Like I couldn't have picked a better person. And I didn't even know him before the situation. Like I didn't really follow up on the other stories that he advocated for. So he kind of came and I was kind of, standoffish with him at first because I didn't think this guy just coming out of nowhere. You just want to help. You don't even know me. But today, I'll fight for him if whatever you need. I'm there for you just because of how he is for me. So I'm wholeheartedly appreciative for him.
Finish this sentence for me. Fania Dukes is.
Oh man, I feel like out of everything you asked me, that just put me on the spot. Fania Dukes is determined. Fania Dukes, I now realize, is strong. I can't say that this has been a little bit of character building for me too, even though the circumstances are what it is. But I have seen myself really just take in some stuff that I just never thought I would be able to take in. I never thought I was just strong to do. I never thought that my mind could even fathom,
If there's any message you have for Tiffany Henyard to Andrew Holmes, what would it be?
So for Andrew, honestly, I feel like there's nothing else. It's not going to change. I just need you to tell the truth. That's all for Andrew. Like, I don't know what was going on in your mind. I don't know, if that's something that you just do. But at this point, you're out there now. You're called. Like, this is what it is. So like, you can save yourself time, or just come out and say what's happening. So that's that. But for Tiffany, I do want her to know that, again, like I said, I loved you, G. And she know what I mean when I said talk like that. But I did. And I looked up to her. I really actually believed in her wholeheartedly. Like from what I was seeing and assisting her, even though she was tough on me, but she also gave me opportunities and I was able to go places where I never thought I would be able to go and meet the people that I'd be able to meet. And I was appreciative of that, and I just want her to know that you hurt me. You really hurt me, and it sucks that it has to go this way because I believed in you, and I even just believed in you as a mayor or a supervisor, but I believed in you as Tiffany, the person that I met and that I grew up with. I wish it could have been different. I honestly wish she could have been different. She could have did so much great things, and she just had a good heart. And I think that's the only thing that she's missing. And I don't know what she went through that just kind of kicked her over. But I'm praying for her every day. Every day. I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't necessarily want to ever be in that relationship with her ever again. But I'm praying for her. I do want people to know that have been supporting me. Thank you. Because again, you don't even know me, and for you to have that in your heart to help me tell my son that these people just gave my son every single thing that he asked for on his Christmas. And me as a child, I never got everything, and I knew that this Christmas was going to probably be the first Christmas I wasn't going to be able to do nothing. Like when I tell you that was the hardest thing, because fighting rent and fighting my car note and all the different bills that they all came in, and it was like, I'm not gonna be able to do it to my baby. And for those beautiful people to make sure that my baby wasn't gonna miss out on nothing, like that's what made me smile. Like that's why I said, out of everything I'm going through, that's the type of stuff that I can smile for. Like people are gonna see me smile. Like a lot of people, well, she can't be hurt. She's smiling, she's laughing and stuff. She couldn't be hurt. Oh, he didn't take my smile. He didn't take my character. He didn't take Fania. He took a little piece of me, but he didn't take nothing more than that. So you're gonna see me smile. Yeah, I'm hurting. I'm at home going through my mind trying to figure out what life is, looking for jobs and stuff like that. But I still want to smile because God woke me up. He woke my baby up. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Those people blessed my baby. So thank you all.
Andrew Holmes remains a trustee in the village of Dalton. He has not responded to our numerous requests for comment. Fania Dukes and Officer Byron Miles' civil lawsuit against the village of Dalton
Thornton Township, Tiffany Henyard, and Andrew Holmes remains pending as of January 2025. Andrew Holmes has never publicly addressed these allegations, even in response to the civil lawsuit. The attorney for Fania Dukes and Officer Miles is seeking a default judgment against him, and they are also seeking a jury trial. The attorney did not respond to our request for an interview with him or Officer Miles. An attorney representing Tiffany Henyard sent us a statement that reads, Mrs. Henyard strongly denies all the allegations mentioned by Ms. Dukes. She did not put Ms. Dukes on unpaid medical leave or fire her because of any report of misconduct. Additionally, no conversation like the one described took place. Mrs. Henyard remains committed to maintaining a professional and respectful workplace, and she has always acted in accordance with applicable laws and regulations. Any allegations to the contrary are categorically false and will be addressed accordingly.
Okay, peoples. And so they can deny, and they can lie as much as they want to. But at the end of the day, justice will be served. I said justice will be served, peoples, And as you know, as well as I do, peoples, it's the same old rhetoric and bullshit. Because if she didn't get fired, why would she be there with this reporter speaking in the manner to which she is? And why is she there at work? So, it's funny. It's people like Tiffany Henyard, Andrew Holmes, Sean Puffy Combs, and Jay-Z. It's people like them that all the time want to deny, and lie. I don't know to what extent that you have did what, but you did something. Because all of these people are not going to come out and say these things if you didn't do anything. But see, the thing is, many people came out to speak up against each and every one of them. And I'm glad that the girl had made a second report and submitted the photos. Andrew, you cannot sit behind the blinds, for the curtains is going to be unveiled. Peoples, that man is going to be arrested. He is going to jail. And Tiffany Henyard's her reign of terror is almost over with, peoples. It's almost over with. And she has reckoning to pay for all of the things that she has done. Every last one of them, peoples. So they can deny, and lie as much as they want to. But at the end of the day, peoples, justice will be served. All right, peoples, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for hanging in there with me on tonight. We're going to head on out of here, peoples. And so, although I really didn't talk about Kanika Jenkins, I don't know how I want to shut down this live, but I'll do it this way, peoples. Let's go.
You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with a song. till all my fears are gone. I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Your love has called my name. Now I've been born again into your family. Your blood flows through my veins. I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God. Oh, I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears are drowned in perfect love. You ransomed me so I could stand and say I am a child of God. You split the sea so
I hope I had said something to encourage your hearts upon tonight. Tune in again next time to Network Joseph Let's Talk Live, Network Joseph Teaching, Network Joseph Gospel Album, Network Joseph's Blessings Giveaway 2025 for Company with Company Wonderful. I love you with the love of Christ, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peoples, mask up and be safe. And again, peoples, if the Lord says the same, I will be on tomorrow. So until then, peoples, you guys get some rest and be blessed. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.